This piece is spiky, quite sea creature-like. You have to use your own legs as part of the furniture. First person to sit on it was Prince Charles. This one is for Matsega, it's called Zante. Each trumpet is just pulled slightly. One of the recent collections I've done is called Barockabilly, and this is one of the pieces. It makes you feel as though you've got an enormous skirt. I'm Nigel and I'm a designer, and I had muesli and fried eggs and champagne for breakfast. I like to tune into the culture of the company that I'm thinking about doing things for and see if I can reinterpret it in a way that surprises them. It's a new product I've done called Battista, which is a tall floor lamp. Its legs are made from recycled beams from old Italian farmhouses that are sometimes riddled with the marks of woodworm. I'm very pleased to say that they're not live woodworm, but the idea is to celebrate texture and surface and the natural world. When I began to study at the Architectural Association, I was full of all the potential for architecture to be a complete language in its own right. But the more experience I accumulated, the more I was fascinated by peripheral phenomena. I became interested in fashion, I became interested in kind of performance art and all sorts of other activities that were going on in London at the time that made architecture a richer field in its own right. I've always seen furniture and spaces, they're kind of nested boxes that are all interrelated. All this sort of continuous state of transformation, I find that very exciting. And I think that's how we are. We are always in a state of transformation where we use our memories and our relationships and connections with the world, but we always want to renew them. You know, architecture is permanent, but it's also impermanent. Every time you go in and out of the same building, it's potentially a new experience that the public has, that the user has, not just architecture that is kind of meant for other architects. But what, in my mind, a building can do is it can help you and encourage you and challenge you to be aware of the unfolding of events. I still feel as though I'm learning. Learning goes with experiment, and that's an attitude. I'm always inspired by the students' ideas, and I hope they are inspired by my ideas. It's an exchange. But one thing I do always say to them is that this is just the beginning, this is not the end, and that if you can't be open to learning always, then I don't think you can be a good designer.